Pause champ. Alright, that should be good enough. I just have to remember... Where is this? 1 hour and 43 minutes. Okay, I'll have to make a mental note of that, so I can find this little spot easier. Alright, now we continue on to the next part. So for those watching on YouTube, this is, this should be the beginning of another video. So yeah, there's lots to do. And even before the game said this to us, I already had this planned. Let's go turn in our level 80 job quests, shall we? And I'll do them as I always have in previous expansions. I'll follow the tradition of doing the job quests in the same order that I unlocked my job classes for the headcanon I have for my character here, Leon. So we'll start with Dragoon. I probably won't be able to start New Game Plus mode here, so let's go back home. We'll start from there. I didn't even put up my busy status up. I'm gonna need it now. Nice outfit. The cat girl that was jumping up and down for joy. Actually, we can start from here. Yeah. I gotta repair my shit real quick. Also, I'll keep forgetting to do it. Yeah, so we'll start up the job quest for Dragoon in a second. Wait, it's a little hammer, right? That's up there. It just occurred to me, I hardly ever repair my stuff in Gridania. I never, like, that's why I had to check the map. I never come here. Anything else? No, that one's fine. No, this one needs repairs. Wait, I get it. I know why. Reaper. They said that they share the same gear. I forgot. There we go. Well, let me just check now. Anything else? Nope. Okay, we're good. Okay then. Switch back to Dragoon. Well, we're in the post-game now, so I can kind of go back to wearing freeform outfits at my leisure. Level 70 glam. Let's go with... Let's go with our old go-to. Yeah, this one. Except, for Dragoon, I kind of prefer it without the gloves. So let me do this. Or, there it is. Let me do that. And then take off the glove. Here it is. Put the glove back on. Voila. Okay, all set. Let's do it. Plans for Dragoon, Part 4. The first has at last been pulled back from the brink, and you return home content in the knowledge that her people are safe. Your steps back in the source eventually lead you to the observatorium in Kirthus, where you regale Sir Alberic and Orn Kai with tales of the first. Your recount of Andrea's demise brings to mind the tale of Nidhogg, as he too was driven only by memories of a time long since past. Was there perhaps more to the tale of the Dreadworm? Orn Kai would ask your help in finding out. Really? I can't start it here? Well, where the fuck can I start from then? I'm kind of stumped. Alright, let's just try somewhere else, I guess. Let me teleport back to New Gridania. That's a weird restriction. As far as I know, this place has nothing to do with the quest line. Maybe I'm wrong. It's been a while. Okay, how about here? This works. Gone but not forgiven. Yeah, they just yellow quest now because they're 100% option. Like you don't even need them to get the level 80 gear. Just the role quests are required for that. As we saw, you know, you can get them before you even fight M itself or whatever. This is just for you to have closure on the previous job quest lines for, you know, whatever jobs you have unlocked. Because they kind of left on, well, I don't want to say they all leave on like minor cliffhangers at the end of Stormblood with level 70 quests. But you know, they were obviously planning to continue them. But then at the last second, when they started working on Shadowbringers, they were like, nah, no more job quest lines, just role quests now. But they at least gave the writers the opportunity to close out the job quest storylines, at least with one more quest that you unlock at level 80 after you beat the game Shadowbringers and the role quests. Hey Albrecht, it's been a long time. Gone but not forgiven. Albrecht is keen to hear of your adventures. That's a menacing picture of Nidhogg. So yeah, from what I heard, Endwalker doesn't even have not even a single job quest anymore. It's gone. They're done. This is the last quest for job quest storylines for now. Like, this is what wraps it up. No more job quests, just role quests now. Ah, Leon, it has been too long since last we spoke. Indeed it has.
Dylan!
Actually, you know, yeah.
Dylan!
Fuck it.
You
The delay.
son of a bitch.
Your visits are far more frequent than those of another former student of mine, however. It would seem he still prefers to keep his own company. Oh, Estinian? The same could be said of Justine. I never really found out how to pronounce her name. Or Justine. Who has made quite the name for herself as a hunter in Drovania, according to Orin Kai. Ah, what fortunate timing! Speak of the dragon and he shall appear. What's up, buddy? Greetings. Would I be correct in guessing you have returned fresh from one of your adventures? Yeah. Traveled to a world beyond our own, true. I like to rest the dreaded Andre in a land known as Norbrand. Yeah, let's get specific. Why not? Tell him everything. To think that such a place could truly exist? We're just outing the existence of the first in Norbrand to everyone here now. But not vice versa. And that you have fought such terrifying foes, but fall so far from grace, is a tragic tale if I ever heard one. If ever I heard one. Yeah, it is pretty sad. One similar to that of Nidhogg. Aye, though nothing will ever compare to his malice. Even death could not quell his thirst for vengeance. And Estinian paid the price for that. At least Andrea was not nearly so consumed by hate. I doubt not that Renda Ray's soul is at peace. Yeah. I would say Ardbert now too, but I guess technically he's with me. We're like the same person now, me and Ardbert. We fused. But we were always the same person, right? We were just sundered. According to what the Ascians told us. We were just fragmented, but not anymore. Peace. I wonder if Nidhogg ever found it. I fear his soul yet lingers, doomed to wander endlessly. That is too cruel a fate even for him. I share your sentiments. For as the Azure Dragoon, I once gazed into his heart, as he gazed into mine. Such rage. Such sorrow. I will not accept this, but none should mark his passing as more than I can bear. What say you, Leon? Both of these are true, but I like the first answer. Perhaps we could honor who he once was, if not what he became. Let's not forget, humans are the ones who provoked him. He didn't start the war. And we are in agreement. Though I must admit that as part of Hraesvelgur's brood, I have little knowledge of Nidhogg. A deeper insight is needed if I am to properly pay my respects. Von M is of his brood. If anyone would know, it is her. Let us make haste for Zenith. Okay. For better or worse, I am who I am because of Nidhogg. While others rejoiced at his death, I cannot deny that a part of myself died that day. That's deep, I never thought of it that way. The lady. Yes, I'm back to my old antics. The doom and gloom is over, guys. We finished Shadowbringers. Trondheim has come. Been a while since we've seen her. People shake. What the hell's happening? Ah, there she is. Welcome, noble dragoon. Orn Kai has explained all. Pray tell, what was Nidhogg to you? A relentless adversary and the wellspring of my strength. But I prefer that answer. And yet, you were enemies, each sworn to slay the other. Unfortunately, two souls entwined by fate. Though you have faced Nidhogg's wrath and sensed his pain, you cannot know him as we dragons once did, excuse me. We would fain hear this tale. Nidhogg was without equal, even among our kind. Destined was he to guard this world from the catastrophe that befell the Dragon Star in place of his sire. He valued strength above all else and considered the affairs of mortals beneath his notice. Only the 7 great worms were worthy of his attention, and among them, none but Ratatoskr truly understood him. Her song was beautiful indeed, and she graced both dragon and man with her wisdom. She was invited by Thordan, King of Men, to speak on our behalf. Ratatoskr expressed our desire to live in harmony. However, it was known that Nidhogg did not share these views. When the king asked her how her brother saw mankind, she did not hide the truth. He believed that such frail creatures were incapable of protecting this star, that the task must be entrusted to the 7 great worms alone. And that is why Thordan slew her? Ratatoskr had no intention of sowing discord, but the king could not countenance that his kind would be treated with such contempt, that we dragons would seek to claim this star as our own. He turned on Ratatoskr, taking not only her eyes, but her life. When Nidhogg discovered that King Thordan had murdered his beloved, his fury was beyond reckoning. Can't say I'd react any differently. For all his strength, he could not master his own rage. It utterly consumed him. Dragons, men, we're all the same. Slaves to our emotion, subservient to our hearts. Unfortunately, yeah. I didn't know Theon was gonna bow his head too. I just did that on my own, just cause. Yet there are those who would seek another path as I once did. I turned my back on my father in his quest for vengeance. Valiant Dragoon, by your strength was the Dragonsong War ended, and by your compassion was a new alliance forged. Leon and I are living proofs that we can live side by side. We shall speak the message of peace to man and dragon alike, and when we are gone, our descendants will do the same. down, little buddy. Tell them of Nidhogg. His strength, his weakness, his love, his hate. Tell them the truth. I will. We won't sugarcoat any of it. Kai, you wish to commemorate Nidhogg's passing, yes? As my father once enjoyed the fragrance of mist lilies, perhaps they would make a suitable offering. What a splendid idea! Thank you, Fonem. I have often seen such flowers blooming in old time. Follow me! Right behind you, little buddy. Go for it. See you later, Fonem. Yeah, I was gonna say that there was, not only were they siblings, but they were also lovers, obviously, huh? By the way they said it. Because she said the death of his beloved. But I mean, they all came from the same dragon, so, you know, make all the incest jokes you want, they pretty much had no choice. That is what it is. They all came from, Midgard Sormer. Yeah, they killed his sister and beloved at the same time, basically. How could he not be driven mad with rage? You've gone weak sleeping with them. Yeah. They told the face failure. You bumping uglies with a human? You still have to wonder how that's physically possible, but I don't think we'll ever know the details of that. On purpose. This is a team-rated game. I don't think they'll ever explain that. I distinctly recall seeing mist lilies in this very spot. What could have happened to them? I realize we don't have to have that same mount anymore. I guess at this point, we can go back to freeform mount as well. Hot bar. They haven't explained the male Ro and Femlala getting it on? Is that implied in somewhere in the story? Well, actually, we did see some, yeah. I think we saw a Rogadin who was like crushing on a Lolko at one point, right? I can't remember if it was a side quest line or a main story, but I know what you're talking about, yeah. Yeah, that's... I mean... Size does matter, folks. That's a bit too big of a size difference. I can't imagine that. Like, and I don't think I want to either. That's, yikes. Oh, right. Yeah, I guess so. I didn't read too much into it, but yeah. In Sastasha, where one of the, captured prisoner women that are being forced to do, you know, to not get too graphic. Yeah, that's true. The leader was a Rogadin, so... Anyway. So there were mist lilies here after all? Then it would appear my memory served me correctly. A pity that the same cannot be said of my eyes. It is of no matter. There is one thing that concerns me, however. In your funerary rites, the offering of flowers and such occurs at a grave or place of significance, I believe. But where should we choose for Nidhogg? Good question. Here Abania. Yes, that could be considered his final resting place, if that was where you fought the primal born of his eyes. Oh yeah, Shinryu, right. Although I must say, Leon, you seem rather adept at putting down dragons. And primals that resemble dragons. Bahamut and Shinryu, yeah. It makes me glad that we are not enemies. Yeah, me too, don't worry about it, little buddy, I'm not gonna kill you. To matters at hand then. I shall go on ahead and meet you in Giribania. I am happy that I got to fight Nidhogg after Endwalker came out with level 90 gear and everything, because I was able to make it a proper one-on-one. I think without that much power I would have won. I would have had to do that with Synced as a Dragoon. If it was before Endwalker, you know? That I don't remember. A male Lala trying to hit on a femro? I'm sure that's happened. Probably went right over my head, like I probably didn't pay much attention to it. But no, I was remembering, it was a male Rogadin who was crushing on a Lalafell character from very far away. Like, he never made his feelings known. We saw it through a letter, I think it was. I forget the quest lines. It happened on stream, I just can't remember. We found like a love letter where they were like talking about how much they wanted to be with her and names were exchanged and everything, but like the lover never... That could have been then. Yeah, I can't remember when it was, but something like that. Oh, I see. We're going up to the Royal Menagerie. We've completed the restoration of the Royal Menagerie, and it's open to the public once more. Perhaps you'd like to see it for yourself? Yeah, with my little buddy here. What a relief to have found you at last! I've become rather lost, you see. Perhaps we had best hurry on to the Royal Menagerie before I lose my way again. Let's go up there. Excuse me. And again. Nidhogg, we are come to honor your memory. Though now that we are here, I'm at a loss for words. Leon, is there anything you wish to say? Dressed in black. Perfect for a funeral, right? Like, not planned, by the way. I just chose this line because I like the way it looks. Not because I knew I was coming to a funeral. I like this one better. They both say the same thing, but the wording for this one's better. Your legacy will live on in the songs of your people. From distant star, a father bore 7 eggs. Great worms rose forth, powerful and wise. On blackened wings, one soared on high with a roar that set the world a tremble. Guarding their home in the father's stead, he was fearsome yet just. Man, wicked and vain, betrayed the worm and his kin, slaying his beloved and plucking out his eyes. Thenceforth he lived only for vengeance, his wrath irrepressible. 1,000 years hence, 2 champions of mankind were granted great strength by the stolen eyes. Destined were they to face the worm who had risen once more to wage war on his sworn enemy. At the end of their struggle, the wayward son fell silent. This is so epic. Oh shit! These guardians and their comrades continue to watch over the star, their heroic deeds recounted by minstrels and storytellers far and wide. Even the ancient foe from which the father of dragons once fled could not withstand their might. And they really gas you up with that cutscene, don't they? They make you... They're like, you and Estinian are the heroes of this story. 2 badass former Azure Dragoons. Now we're known as Crimson Dragoons, right? Leon, I am not blind to the sins Nidhogg committed. I mourn the loss of what he once was, what he may have become had he been dealt a kinder fate. Although this was but a small gesture, I am sure that our thoughts have reached him. Let's hope so, buddy. Honestly, I think so too. I guess... Oh. I have much to ponder on the return journey, and I expect that Albrecht will wish to hear what we have learned from Ponen. Perhaps you could visit him in Croesus? Yeah. Let's go home, little buddy. Rest in peace, Nidhogg. And when I first saw that cutscene, I was like, holy shit, they're really gassing us up here. Might use it one more time. What's up, Albrecht? Were you able to pay your respects? Yeah. I see. This is the first time I've heard such a detailed account of King Thornton's acts. A betrayal in the moment, but a betrayal nonetheless. A pity he is far beyond the reach of justice. Yeah, bastard. Though it may be hard to come to terms with the crimes of our forebears, we must accept the past for what it is. Of course, I shall be sharing this information with the rest of the Temple Knights. No doubt they will be keen to speak with other members of Nidhogg's brood to verify this version of events. In the meantime, there is still much to be done in building relations between man and dragon. We will aim to follow the example set by you and Orn Kai, and work together for the good of all. May the Fury guide you both. You too, Albrecht. You too. Gone but not forgiven. Moment of silence. And that's it. That's the end of the Dragoon job quest line. Until who knows when, if they ever decide to continue any of these, which I doubt they will. But like I said, they already said for Endwalker, there's no job quest lines, so that's it. That's the finale. This, now what he's talking about, outside of New Game Plus mode, it's like before even Shadowbringers happened, so it's kind of pointless now. Oh, still, let's see what he said. I heard about what happened at the Gimlet Dark. It would seem that Estinian chose to wait in the wings rather than to take center stage, though he played a decisive role in the drama that unfolded. I mean, he saved my life, so... And how far are you of late? I and the other members of the Temple Knights are striving to heal the scars of the Dragonsong War. There is much yet to be done in rebuilding Ishgard, though considerable progress has been made. Some things, however, never change, such as Estinian's reluctance to send so much as a simple letter to his former teacher. From what I hear, he has developed a penchant for making timely interventions before swiftly disappearing again. Yeah, like Batman or Spider-Man, and, well, Spider-Man mostly in Family Guy. Everybody gets one. I also have not seen much of Yustian, though according to Orn Kai, she continues to hone her skills by hunting in Dravania. Alright. See you later, then. Alright, so what's next? What's next, I guess, is this naked row over here. Anyway. Gentlemen. He's probably gonna think I'm bowing to Albrecht, so he probably won't ask questions. So, I unlocked Dragoon first, and then, canonically, I did Ninja afterwards, following the footsteps of my first playthrough of this whole game. Well, let's do that. Your travels in the first are at an end, but adventure is always looming just around the corner. Obero has devised a plan to retrieve the missing half of the forbidden Mudra scroll presently in the possession of his friend and nemesis, Karasu. A plan that cannot come to fruition without your timely assistance. Alright. New Game Plus mode activated. Obero's big idea. Let's see how this goes. The Ninja Jump quest line has always had a more humorous tone, lighthearted tone to it, so... Considering how it ended at level 70, I think we're in for a good time right now. I see you, Shadow Walker! Gosetsu, yeah. That shit's amazing. That one scene, I don't think it was Gosetsu, but there was that one scene where she was standing by a tree in the background. And when the scene first switches, you don't see her right away, unless you're like, you have really sharp eyes, and then she's, you know, somebody calls her out. I think it is, yeah, Gosetsu saying that, or someone else. Yeah, it is. And then, you know, she just comes walking forward. And it's just like, oh shit, like, my first time through, I did not see her until she started moving after he said that. I was like, what the fuck? They did her character justice. Welcome back, Leon. You may enter. Happy to be back, buddy. Alright, bro. What's up, bro? How you been? Bro's big idea. You thought you'd evaded me for good, did you? We'll see who has the last laugh. Ha 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 ha! Who the fuck are you talking to, dude? Leon? By the kami, don't sneak up on me like that. That is, of course, I felt your presence. Yes, I was simply deep in thought, that is all. But I dare say for good reason. For you see, I have finally tracked down that elusive bird, and I'm ready to seize him by the wings and take back what is mine. I speak, of course, of that blasted Karasu. Ever since he escaped with half of the Forbidden Scroll, I have not let up the search for a moment. Today, at long last, I have found him. Truly, this is reason to rejoice. Would you not agree? Sure. And yet, the act of stealing the scroll back will not prove so simple. Which is why your arrival is truly a gift from the heavens. You will aid me in the task, will you not? It will be just like old times. Yeah, sure. It will be. You're right. Let's do it. I'm down for a good laugh, seeing you get schooled by Karasu constantly. Why wouldn't I be? Once again, I owe you my gratitude. Now let us get down to brass tacks, as Jack would say. My shinobi have ascertained that Karasu has once again returned to Eorzean shores to ply his trade, such as it is, in the shadows of the black markets. Okay. Furthermore, they say he has taken up residence in secret at a secluded grove in Lenosha known as the Hermit's Hovel. You know the place, yes? Let us meet up there, and I will share with you the ingenious details of my plan. I will go ahead on my own. We do not want to attract attention, after all. Okay. I barely took off. It's like your mount can fly no higher. The fuck? How far down is... Oh, okay. Whoa! I thank you for coming, Leon. Now, without further ado, let me explain precisely how I intend to recover the scroll from Karasu's clutches. My colleagues and I have been observing the man closely for a fortnight or so. Though one would assume otherwise, he is actually a man of remarkably consistent routine. He carries the scroll in a case that never leaves his side, save, that is, for when he goes for his daily bath, at precisely the same hour each day. Really, a man of habit. I had a mind to lift the scroll from his possessions while he was otherwise occupied, much as we did with Sakuro that one time in Kugane. But would you believe it? Almost as if by magic, no sooner has he entered the baths than he is out again, scroll at his side and fully dressed in that garish garb of his. And that is where you come in. Worry not, this will not involve any high-wire walking or elaborate disguises. I simply intend to invite the man to share a drink, and thereby delay his departure. In the meantime, you are to sneak into the bathhouse and steal away with the scroll. Ingeniously plotted, would you not say? I need only lull Karasu into a false sense of security with my impeccable acting skills, and the scroll is as good as ours. What could go wrong? Never mind all the other times he's outsmarted you, sure. So, let us put the plan in action. Let us make for the hovel. Separately, of course. Find yourself suitable cover, and wait for me to lure the crow away. We shall meet again here once you have safely recovered the scroll. Alright. Go for it. You questioned her back there? Hanging out in the tree? Or hanging out by that tree listening in? And then when she comes out, she's like, I'm sorry, it's a habit. As you can see, I have everything under control. Find yourself cover. Karasu should be arriving any moment. You got the booze ready, too. Ah, waifu Yuguri. Too bad she never shows up in any of the job quest line for, ninja. Yugiri. Oh, there he is. Oh, but what's this? Our hero arrives for a relaxing soak in his favorite spring, only to be stared down by his self-styled rival and realm-renowned oaf, Obero the Dim. Have you not yet had your fill of being outwitted and embarrassed by your betters? This pompous asshole. Spare me the bombast and bluster, Karasu. I stand before you today with an offer. An offer of peace. We are countrymen, and there was once a time when we called each other friend. Has our conflict not persisted long enough? So let us lay down our weapons for a day. Let us soak in these soothing waters, reminisce about times gone by, and see if we cannot put our petty differences behind us. Why, I've even brought a bottle of Hinken rice wine for the occasion. That stance. Astonishing. Incredible. Has the dim one lost his wits? Does he believe that a few flowery words are enough to pull the wool over the crow's keen eyes while he steals away with the scroll? The audience gasps at the sheer audacity. Believe me or do not, the choice is yours. But this I swear, I have no interest in seeing the two halves of that accursed scroll reunited. On the contrary, with one half safely sealed away in our village and the other in the hands of the realm's most elusive ninja, the forbidden mudra will never be wielded again, and I would not have it any other way. Furthermore, I have recently found enlightenment of a sort. At long last, I have realized that your skill with ninjutsu far exceeds my own. Even had I once desired to steal the scroll back from you, I am now painfully aware that doing so is entirely beyond my abilities. Oh-ho! Well, color me surprised. The boy's actually grown half a brain since last we met. Aren't you being a bit naive, Obro? After all, what's to stop me from simply returning to our village, effortlessly incapacitating our elders, and seizing the other half of the scroll for myself? I know you too well, Karasu. It is not power that you crave, but freedom. You have worked too long, too hard to cast off the shackles of our village to risk losing it all over a single scroll. The audience gasps! Why, I do believe that's the single most intelligent utterance that's ever escaped the dim one's lips! Very well then. I'm feeling generous today, so I do believe I'll entertain your offers. Though for your sake, I do hope that the rice wine you brought is a good vintage. I simply can't abide poor taste in beverages, you see. Excellent. It's working. Okay, we got a lot of places. Damn, this place is small. We got a lot of places to check. Well-worn bookshelf. You found the scroll. It's entitled The Wandering Minstrel's Greatest Mysteries Revealed. This doesn't appear to be the item you were looking for. Oh, damn. The bookshelf appears to be quite sturdy. Perhaps you could use it as a foothold to reach the room above. Only because your character doesn't know how to climb ladders. Right. Thank you for reminding me of that. You found the scroll. It's entitled Obro's Dullest and Most Dim-Witted Moments as Chronicled by Karasu Redby. This doesn't appear to be the item you were looking for. Damn. The shade. Just trashing him. You found the scroll. It's entitled Mastering Domain Mahjong, a primer for apprentices. It doesn't appear to be the item you're looking for. Sturdy box. You found the scroll. It's entitled Big Ears and Bushy Tails, on the breeding and rearing of rabbits. Almost thought he was going to say Vieira. This doesn't appear to be the item you're looking for, but again, Vieiras don't have bushy tails though. I do like how, I noticed though, going back to play FF12, how they kind of added the silhouette of a tail in their armor. The outfit that all the Vieiras wear in FF12, which is the starting outfit for Vieiras in this game when you first make one. It makes the silhouette of what would be a bunny's tail though, the armor. I never noticed that until I played this and then went back to play FF12. It was quite interesting. A simple bed. I got a story to tell about this. I one time actually walked in on what I presume were two people ERPing here. You guys remember how I started Shadowbringers stream not too long ago, and as soon as we came out of the hotel room Independence, there was two naked people, and it was in Balmung, in the Crystarium. There was, I can't remember, it was a cat girl and two cat girls or something, but they were both just naked, standing like really, really close to each other, basically touching, and I was just like, and then ran off to continue on this queue. That happened here though. I guess some people got the idea to use this bed in this cabin, figured it was probably secluded enough, you know. But, yeah. They took a risk, it didn't pay off. I was, I just saw them and was like, okay, I'm out. I just kind of left. I was like, trying not to embarrass them. I was like, you guys do your thing. I just fucked off, went to a different server and completed the quest. I was like, I'll just go somewhere else. Thank you. Of course it was under the bed. Search inside the hermit's hovel and retrieve the scroll. Got it. Alright. Can you listen in on what they're saying? Let's preserve immersion here. For some reason, Obro has decided to entertain him with a dance. Alright, you guys do your thing. I'm out of here. That's a great way to come out of a very stylish way to come out of that. The scroll is mine! You return, friend, and with the scroll safely in your grasp, no doubt. Let me examine it, that I might ascertain its authenticity. Here you go. Yes. Yes, there can be no doubting it. This is indeed the forbidden mudra I sought! After all these years, finally have I outwitted that accursed crow! Excuse me. And yet, we must be wary. No doubt Karasu has already realized that something is amiss. Let's reconvene at the storehouse before you can pick up our trail. Get the hell out of here. Go, go, go! Which is way the fuck over here. Oh, shit. Thank you, Byakubu. My good sir. Alright, oh bro, what's up? Welcome back, Leon. Do forgive me if I am a bit giddy. I still cannot quite believe that I outwitted Karasu for once. My plans have a habit of firing back, as they say. Oh, I know. Oh, you should have seen him! So convincing was my act that by the time we were through, he was stumbling and slurring his words so much that you'd think he'd downed a whole bathtub's worth of rice wine. Ha! God's piss, lad, shut your gob! Every cove and mort for moms can hear you blabbing. Oh, it's Jack. What are you doing here? Ah, Captain Jack. A pleasure as always. Do forgive me my outburst. I was merely celebrating with our mutual friend here my most remarkable triumph over the accursed Karasu. And my controller finally died. When did I say low battery? Back when, we were just starting the fight against Emmett Sub / Hades? Or was it at the end? It was at the end, I remember now. Which was still, like, almost 2 hours ago. Yeah. Hello there, Leon. Always a pleasure to see a dimber-damber like yourself back in town. I trust your stabbers haven't dulled none since last we met? Never. Anyway, between this reunion and Obro's hard-won victory, I reckon we've got a cause to celebrate. Let's say we drag our do-beaters back to town and yaffle ourselves a bite at the Bismarck. That sounds amazing right now, actually. I want to eat some delicious food. Let's go. A splendid idea, my friend. Why, I would enjoy nothing more than to share this joyous moment with my boon companions. To the Bismarck, then, and the first round is on me. That's the spirit. I'll send ahead for Underfoot and the Stray. The more the beaner, after all. I've been too long since we had a right little rogue family reunion. This is true. Time to go drink, eat, and chill. An upstanding fellow as ever, that Captain Jack. Ah, but it is somewhat bittersweet, is it not? Now that my long-standing pursuit of Karasu has come to a close, I find myself in search of a new mission, a new purpose in my life, such as it were. I have no intention of returning to the cramped confines of my village. And yet I am uncertain where my abilities might best avail the people of this realm. Pray tell, what sort of adventures have you been occupying yourself with of late? Funny you should ask. I did battle with a great hunter. Is this you say? There exist worlds out there other than our own? If you are having a jest at Obro's expense, old friend, let it be known I do not find it amusing. But no. I can tell that you say this in earnest. Consider me intrigued, though forgive me if I am not in a hurry to seek out a means to travel there. No, I will bide my time here in Eorzea, and carefully ponder my future. At any rate, we mustn't keep Jack and the others waiting, yes? I will make for the Bismarck as soon as I have attended to my affairs here. Why don't you travel on ahead? Okay. Her ass was in my face as soon as we, the camera. Milady. Anyway, back to Linza. At least she was wearing sweatpants or something, right? That could have been a lot more surprising if she'd been wearing what Vieira's starting outfits look like, which I was just talking about anyway. Alright, let's see! This is a fancy looking restaurant. I've never actually stopped to look at it too much. And it is meant to be fancy. Oh yeah, here it comes! Trying to imitate Noctis. And just like that, the scroll was mine again. And so I say, who is the dim one now, you damned crow? He's really not... He's not letting him live this down. He's really fucking proud and happy to have outwitted, Harusa for once, isn't he? Aye, aye. You've told the tale thrice over already. Is the mutton here yet? I'm right banded, I say. And I will tell it over and over. I will tell it over and again, my good captain. After all, it is no small feat to triumph over Karasu. He's doing the same stance with him right now. Quite possibly the most supremely skilled shinobi our village, nay, our world has ever known. You can say that again. Wait, you already have. Horse. But, my friends, be on your guard. That Obro is a fake. That's why he's doing the Karasu stance? Shit. Wait, what in the... There's two of them! What nonsense is this? The sheer gall of this man. Clearly, if anyone here is a fake, it is a madman standing in the middle of this fine establishment stripped down to nothing but his undergarments. I don't know, Jack. They both look right convincing to me. She's panicking. Use your mind's eye, Leon. Focus. Meditate. Be at one with your surroundings. Which is the true Obro? The one in his underclothes. Aye, Jack's glazes say the same. Only the real Obro would be daft enough to stumble into this place stripped down to his skivvies. I might be wrong about this. I genuinely forgot the real answer here. Oh, fine then. I tire of this drab old disguise anyhow. Oh! His mannerisms gave him away. Karasu, does your villainy know no bounds? You didn't know it was him from the beginning? You just thought it was some random dude impersonating you? Villainy? You won me, Obro. Why, after I learned the art of illusion from that overstuffed Lord What's-His-Name, I simply thought I would put it to use and have a little fun. We did have fun, didn't we? I must say, Obro, your friends are far more entertaining than you are. I dare say you could learn a thing or two from them. But, ah well, suppose all good things must come to an end. Till we meet again. Farewell!
You bastard!
Off like a crow in the night. Don't be too hard on yourself, boy. You had us all hooked. At least he liked us. Anyhow, now it's all Bob, I reckon it's about time we took our do-beaters to the sisters. You come along too, oh bro. I'll get you something to cover yourself up a bit. Oh. Maybe she's doing the same exact questline or just a similar one. What the hell's Obro wearing? Oh my god. That bulge though. Say what you will, but Jack's fashion sense is certainly one of a kind. Yeah, you can say that. Also, I wonder where you can get an open shirt like that. It kind of looks like the open version of the one I got, basically. That's one of Jack's favorite outfits. The poor colt. Really? You wear that, Jack? What do you say, Leon? I reckon the lad's looking sharper than ever. Sure. That's one way of putting it. Yeah, we'll go with that. Captain Jack was kind enough to lend me some garb from his personal wardrobe. Yeah, rather, how might I describe it? Sophisticated. Stylish. Dashing and delightful. Sure, yeah, definitely. Did I tell you or did I tell you? Old Jack's got you looking beaner than ever before. Every rum doxy and limbs won't be able to take our glazes off you. Well, with that bulge, yeah. Who could, right? Nor can I. And not in a good way. Thank you, Rakeb, for, yeah. I think that was her way of, yeah, bringing attention to the massive bulge. In any event, I owe you all, especially you, Leon, an apology for this most unfortunate turn of events. I thought my plan flawless, but unfortunately I had neglected to account for one thing. The possibility that Karasu's intolerance for Hing and rice wine might be considerably higher than my own. For fuck's sake, man, you never think things through enough, do you? He's always one step ahead of you because of that. I cannot say for sure precisely what happened. All I know is that one moment we were engaged in a most delightful conversation, and the next I was lying on a cot in the hovel with nothing but my undergarments on me. You mean, like the couple that I ran into in that exact same situation, but together in that same bed? Yeah. Suspecting that something was amiss, I dashed back to the dock storehouse as quick as my legs could carry me, only to find neither you nor Karasu present. And my personal wardrobe completely empty, to boot. Ha! A dimber-damber as always, that one. Getting you some new duds was one thing, but clawing that scroll back from Karasu is going to be a whole nother matter. Damn it all! But mark my words, that scoundrel will not get away with his villainy this time. No, I must return to the storehouse at once and draw up a plan to retrieve what is rightfully mine. There he goes. For all the lads winging, damned if he didn't actually seem pleased with this turn of events. Whingin'. Actually, that's what he said. Well, Leon, reckon you've got adventures you'd best be getting back to, eh? Just promise you'll drop in on Obro and lend him your daddles from time to time. He's a good lad, but he's got a habit of tripping over his own two do-beaters, if you whittle me. Now you got me sounding like the boy's father. Anyhow, don't be a stranger here at the sisters either. Gods only know we can always use a dimber-damber like yourself. Thanks. See? A lot more lighthearted, right? So how you doing, buddy? Ain't it great that you can show your face in the Lightmans again, Leon? Now you're free to creep about in the Darkmans for the sake of the rum. Well, how fare the dutiful sisters? All's Bob with us, of course, upholding the code and doing a right beam job of it. You know Captain Jack wouldn't have it any other way. You know Captain Jack wouldn't have it any other way, not V. I don't know why I said that. Speaking of which, I caught Underfoot and the Stray prattling on about the natty duds I lent to old Obro. They were calling it an affront to good taste. They don't like your style, man. I'm aware not just any cove can wear those duds the way Captain Jack does, but there's no need to snub the poor boy. I don't think that's what they were referring to. I think they meant the clothes itself and your sense of style. Speaking of which, we still need to take him out for a flagon of mead at Batteron. The real him this time, if you whittle me. Yeah. Alright. Thanks, buddy. Also, the lady. Not wearing any pants at all. Alright, what's next? So I unlocked Dragoon, then Ninja. My next job class was Dark Knight. After reaching Heavensward, yeah. And then Gunbreaker. Yeah, that's how it went. Okay. Let's get started then. That was a fun little... That was a good laugh, right? Hold on, before we start, I do want to check in on Obro one last time and see what he says. Then we'll head over. Harasu has eluded my grasp yet again, but mark my words, it is not over yet. Yes, as soon as I figure out where he is hiding these days, I will settle the score once and for all. You do that, Obro. But you can tell now why he's happy. He's not bereft of purpose anymore. He was afraid, you know, he lost his purpose completely because he finally outsmarted Karasu and all that. But now he can continue his rivalry with Karasu and, be happy that he has something to do. That's why he was still happy about being outsmarted again. He likes the dynamic with Karasu. He won't admit it, but I don't know, it's kind of like two brothers squabbling, basically. In a lighthearted way, like a friendly rivalry, for sure. It's cute. It's very cute. Alright, on with it. Your return to the source, resolve yet unbroken by your trials in the first. On a visit to Ishgard and the Forgotten Knight, you meet Sidurgu and Rial. Oh yeah, how's they been? After regaling them with the tales of your adventures, Sidurgu informs you that he has come into possession of an anonymous letter addressed to you. Whence did this missive come, and where will it lead you? New game plus mode activated. Our closure. Yeah. This is all the closure you're gonna get on all the job quest lines, folks. Take your time taking it all in, because it's over. They were fun while they lasted, though, right? They were fun while they lasted. Yeah? Whoa, thought it would stop me. I thought about the path and whether I want to walk it myself someday, but after everything that happened with Mist, that was the name, yeah. I think I might want to pursue conjuring instead. Sometimes we have to do bad things for good reasons. I know that, I do. But I'd still rather try to avoid it if I can. If I was a better healer, then maybe I'd have more options. Or something. That Pajal is Sumiyon. I could write him a letter. Yeah, I think that suits you a little bit more than Dark Knight. But who am I to judge? She might be a different person when she grows up, who knows? Sidurgu, fellow walker of the path? How are you doing? Our closure. They will tell you are one and you are two. You can choose. My old friend. Literally, darkness, my old friend. I've come to see you. Once again, or however those lyrics go. I think it's hello, darkness, my old friend. Come to see you once again, or something. I can't remember. I'll have to. I have that song on Spotify too. I gotta listen back to it. In this case, it's literal. My dark side is his own person, kind of. Ah, Leon. It so happens I have a letter for you. But before we talk about that, mind telling me what you've been getting yourself into lately? You and your scions, I mean. I've an inkling, perhaps. You'd be surprised. Ugh, I like this one better. I went and saved another world, as it happens. Come again? Reflections of the Source? Parallel worlds? Sin Eaters? What in the seven hells are you on about? Something tells me this is only going to make any kind of sense if you walk me through it from the beginning, step by step. Alright. Fair enough. I'll tell you everything. Just sit down. Or not. Right then. So to sum up, you were swept up into yet another realm-shaking conflict, were you? Yeah. Tends to keep happening to me. Well, of course you were. You have an insatiable hunger for it, don't you? And even when you bite off more than you can chew, you refuse to let go. Yeah, I am a bit stubborn in that way, I guess, aren't I? What? As if you didn't know. Hells, from the moment I laid eyes on you, I suspected you were a particular blend of impulsive and stubborn. Takes a special kind of bastard to become a Dark Knight, much less a warrior of light, don't you think? Can't argue with you there. You traveled unto a doomed world and pledged your sword to a futile cause. You fought and you fought and you fought. And in the end, you won the day. Barely, but yeah. Though I know it wasn't without loss, without sacrifice. Victories like that are always bought with blood. Yeah. Just had a flashback of Lena. But you and your comrades paid that price all the same. That faraway land and her people live on because you all were willing, Jesus Christ, gotta stop trying to read so fast, were willing to fight to the bitter end because you were too stubborn to die. And because of love, I'm sure. Of course, when's that not an ingredient? Love and camaraderie between us, right? Being grim and dark will only get you so far, don't you remember? It's like the Mughals, like Sir Onpong himself said. The flame in the abyss, the love you bear for the ones you hold most dear. That is the source of true strength. Is this not consistent with what I answered near the end of Shadowbringers when somebody asked me, like, why I fight? I said, to protect those that I loved. I stayed true. I remembered. Not really, it's just because that is my actual answer. That's my honest answer. Leon could have never made it this far if his heart wasn't filled to the brim with love. Yes, this is true, as cheesy as it sounds. She knows me. It's this roundabout way of asking me about my heart's desires. I'd sooner pose that question to Sid. I found that one more interesting. It's this a roundabout way of asking me about my heart's desires. The smirk! Let's not and say we did, eh? I'm sure that Thancred fellow you mentioned would provide a far more meaningful and interesting response. Ha! Fuck you too, but fine. Having to look after the reincarnation of his surrogate daughter is certainly... Though I suppose on some level I can relate. Yeah. I bet you can. What? She's your Menphilia now, isn't she? I've not once thought of you as my father. Oh, shit! Rejected. Well, no, I mean, we're not even the same race, so of course no one would ever look at us and assume... What? If you want to put a label on it, then what would you prefer? Master and disciple? Manservant and noblewoman? Sid... How about Chocobo's ass and whatever you damn well like? God, you can be daft sometimes. Hey! Hey! What did I tell you about calling me that? That kind of situation, huh? That's tough. Children, am I right? Best we give her a moment to cool her head. For now, let's talk about that letter I mentioned earlier. It's addressed to you, but who penned it I cannot say. It was delivered to me by a young woman of the Broom. Looney, I believe her name was. Said she'd seen us with you out and about in Ishgard before and reckoned that if she left it with us, she'd eventually be around to pick it up. Before you ask, no, I have not taken a peek, so its contents remain a complete and utter mystery to me. As for the sender, you'll have to pass through Looney at the... That's how you say it. At the Holy Stables if you want to know more. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an angry girl to mollify. Yeah, that is one of those awkward situations, isn't it, Crimson? She obviously likes him. He doesn't see it, and even if he did, he can't really reciprocate, seeing as their age difference and all. But obviously, it's enough to make her, you know, feel very awkward in a bad way about the fact that he thinks of her more as a daughter. Yeah, it is an awkward situation. It does happen, though. I've heard in my personal life from afar, at least, and I think they've even explored it in TV shows that I saw growing up. Like, I even saw this on a sitcom once, of those situations where, like, a child, a tween, or teenager will sometimes develop feelings for an adult figure in their life, even if it's not someone that close to them. They'll just get, like, a crush on them, you know? And yeah, it can always be awkward. It's one of those situations that has to be handled very delicately, unfortunately. That can be very awkward. But it does happen. Sometimes, you know, it is the way it is. Within the sealed envelope is a paper, which you unfold to find a message written in a strangely familiar scrawl. Leon Starcrest, you'll forgive me for the sudden correspondence and the secrecy. You helped me, in a way. Once upon a time, it's past time I said as much, and so, here we are. Feels like a lifetime ago, come to think on it. You've been through quite a lot since then, accomplished incredible things. I'd like to think that, in some way, I was part of your journey. Far from the best, no doubt, but for me and my own journey, I think it's safe to say that you've been... well, there's no suitable words to describe it, really. I've done things, made decisions. Looking back, I can't help but feel more than a little foolish. But such is life, and we have to seize what few opportunities we have for closure. Even if it is through the written word and not face to face. So wherever you are, I hope you're happy. Still fighting, still adventuring. Still doing what you love. Be well. The letter bears no signature or any obvious clues as to the author's identity. Perhaps Looney can shed light on this mystery. It's, guess, uncommon? Yeah, I mean, I don't hear about it happening that much, but yeah. You know, I want to say I remember this... I actually can remember the sitcom where they explored this. It was... I'm getting confused and fucked up. It was, I think it was, I want to say it was Family Matters, believe it or not. In some of the earlier episodes, I think, there was an episode where the daughter of, I forgot their names, of course. She, like, gets a crush on, like, I don't know if it was one of her teachers or something. And then he has to, like, let her down lightly and be like, yo, it's, look, like, I'm flattered, but, like, you know, it's not right, you know? I think it is, yeah. The whole episode, she, like, spends her time swooning over him. I swear there's an episode like that. And she's obviously, like, very little. Because I know towards the end of that show, they were pretty much adults by the end, because it went for so long, but it was back in the early episodes when they were all still pretty much kids. You know, Steve Urkel, and I want to say it was that show, yeah. I hope I'm not getting confused with another one from that era. 90 sitcoms, right? But yeah, I remember the teacher or whatever he was. He just, he's a gentleman. He lets her down easy and explains to her why it's not, why it's not okay for them to be together or anything like that, and why she needs to move on and not be crushing on him when she's so young. It's you. It's really you. Leon Starquist, my hero. Honestly, I never thought I'd get to see you again, much less speak with you. Who are you? Oh, I'm sorry. You probably don't remember me at all, do you? I'm not surprised. All in a day's work, I suppose, saving silly little fools like me. Oh man, I feel bad. Who could she be? Oh my god! I think I just remembered just from the first sentence. She's the one we saved in the very first job quest, right? For Dark Knight? When those Temple Knights were gonna do stuff to her, yeah. And it was so long ago when you rescued me from those Temple Knights who were trying to take me away from my grandmother. I still remember it like it was yesterday, though. You swinging that great big sword of yours, bellowing all kinds of terrible threats and sending them running. You bastard! Like that, yeah. I'm sure some might say you overdid it, but thanks to you, my grandmother and I never heard from that lot again. And ever since Sir Emmerich and his allies came into power, we've had a lot less of that trouble all over. But, let me guess. You didn't come all this way just to see me, did you? Leaving everyone at a loss as to who could have penned it. An unsigned letter. Yes. You know who this is from? The letter, huh? I thought so. It wasn't me who wrote it, I can tell you that much. I got it from a knight I befriended after tending to his chocobo a couple of times. Sir Patronod. He said it was to be delivered to the hero of the Scions, a peerless warrior with 1,000 victories to his name. After he described your features in detail, it all fell into place. And since I was certain you'd eventually pay a visit to your friends, I offered to take it to them. Anyway, he's the one you need to talk to if you're after the sender. Maybe check the congregation? I mean, that's where knights congregate, I presume. Alright. Looking back, it's all such a blur. The way you stood up to them, the way you moved through them, blade twirling. Excuse me. At times, it was as if there were two of you. Well, maybe there was. Anyway. Forgotten Knight. Oh god, it's Mini Noctis! Oh my god, the Lullafell had the full Noctis clan. That was super cute. He had the hair and everything. I'm glad I caught that before we warped out of here. Mini Noctis. Up above. I don't think I've ever... Right. You! How may I be of service to you, Master Starcrest? Well, you can tell me by telling me... You can start helping me by telling me who wrote this. Fool. The letter! Oh, what a relief it is to see that it arrived unmolested. Was it from you? It was entrusted to me by Aurella of Rogger's Reef. After the battle at the Gimlet Dark, I spent a few nights there, you see. I can only assume that whoever sent it to the Reach and had heard tell of the battle between you and Lord Xenos, and how you had been brought to the Barber. Okay. However, by the time it arrived, you had long since been spirited away to Ishgard. Just kind of an odd choice, but yeah. Had Looney not recognized you from my stories, I do not know how I might have seen it to your hand. If you seek the author, mayhap you should pay a visit to the Reach? I know only what I told you, but surely Aurella can tell you more. May the Fury watch over and keep you, friend. Well, thank you, Patronum. Fucking hell. Oh yeah, so this is why I did this. This mount was just meant for Dark Knight. It suits it. Obvious reasons. A thick ledger. What the hell is this? The document appears to be a list of men and women who died fighting for the Alamegan resistance and whose remains have been interred in recompense. Among them, you recognize both Conrad Kemp and Methred Noward. Feels bad, man. And Galleon. Dear Galleon. But of Hodart, there is no mention. Well, of course. Aurilla? A pleasure to see you. Lost that long-haired boy of yours again. Lost that long-haired boy of yours again? Oh, missed? No, that's not a thing anymore. He's back safe and sound with me again. This is about the letter, is it? It came with a shipment of supplies from Little Alameda, as I recall. I can only presume the sender was hoping that Commander Hex would see it to you personally, but I'm not surprised it escaped her notice given the chaos at the Gimlet Dark and after. It found its way into my medical supplies, and as you well know, I decided to let that... Give me a sec. I guess we were overdue for that. I decided to let that Asgardian Knight take charge of its delivery. In any event, I advise you to continue your search in Little Alamigo, and if anyone there knows aught of the letter's author, it would be Gundaball. Okay. We're on a fucking wild goose chase, holy shit! Well met, Leon. I was not expecting a visit. What brings you to Southern Fenland this day? This. You know who wrote it? This letter, you say? Did you seek the author? Yeah. If you read it, then you know their heart. What you meant to them, how you changed their life for the better. It is a feeling I understand all too well, which is why I agreed to send this letter with the supplies for Rolger's Reach. Yet you never were one to let a mystery remain unsolved, were you? You seek answers. Closure. I will not deny you this. At the Red Rooster Stead in Lower Lenosha, you will find a man named Goatherd. Speak with him. Perhaps then you will find a measure of peace. Where's the nearest? Oh god, this awful place. I guess it's either that one or that one. This one. Not by a huge margin. God damn it. Not by a huge margin, but yeah, a little bit. Oh gods, it's you! But why? Why are you here? You really don't remember? Any of it? The kicker and bandits? A certain merchant who may have overstepped his bounds just a trifle? Yeah, I remember you now. That was around the time that Frey revealed who he really was. Well, made a more bloody appearance with the whole Leviathan thing, and yeah, I remember. You were a right bloody mess when you returned to the dry docks with my wares. And I do mean bloody. I say, is none of what I'm telling you ringing a bell? Really? No, I remember. Not even the parts where I refused to thank you and demanded that you pay me restitution for the property you yourself returned to me? No, I remember that shit. I laid into you, rightfully so. Well, seeing as I've already confessed it, I may as well reiterate. It was me. That was just the beginning of my bad luck, as it happens. A string of bad decisions left me in debt to some very unforgiving fellows, and before I knew it, they had taken damn near everything I owned. I was friendless, penniless, hopeless. And let me tell you, running afoul of the Warrior of Light had not done me any favors either. There was a time when I couldn't help but blame you for all my misfortune. And then one day, when I was rummaging through my meager possessions, I had an epiphany. I stumbled upon a package from that shipment you recovered for me that ill-fated day. Flower bulbs, stained with Kickern blood, but viable for cultivation. Still brimming with the potential to grow and thrive. Before I knew it, I was cradling the packets in my breast, sobbing and moaning like a damn fool, or like a mad fool. For a fool is exactly what I had been. I had been offered a kindness without let or lien, and instead of thanking this generous hero who had spat in his face. So I left that life behind, save for the bulbs I brought with me here. Apprenticed myself to the botanist and resolved to start anew. And wouldn't you know it, the stubborn little fiends finally bloomed for me. I suppose it's only fitting that you'd show up again that very day. I have 1,000,000 regrets, but none greater than how I spoke to you. I say this not to beg your forgiveness, but to tell you how you've changed me for the better, and to thank you for the opportunity. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I do have one request if you are amenable to it. I pray you accept the flower, one of the precious few that has bloomed. A token of my heartfelt appreciation for my personal savior. Admittedly, this particular breed is perhaps best suited for funerals and farewells. But if you'd rather not keep it for yourself, perhaps there's someone else who might welcome it? I think I know just the person. Someone else indeed. I got so distracted by what happened earlier between Sidurgo and Riel that I realized I forgot to do something while we were doing these quests. Luckily it's short and we're basically on the last objective. And teleportation helps a lot too. Here, 1 second. I don't want to fuck it up a second time. Let's see. Put that there for now. We'll change it back later. And then... just to see if there's anything to be gleaned from the journal entries. Tends to be a thing. Let me see. No, not it. Don't worry, I'll skip the scenes and everything. I just wanted to see what the journal entry said, because sometimes there's a little bit more there than just a brief. At least for this quest line. I'm glad I remembered about this before I finished the questline, though. Oh, it was pretty much at the end. Let me see, what did it say here? So after sparing a few moments to chat about your extraordinary adventures in the first, yada yada. He's refraining from opening it after he takes his leave to chase after a rather annoyed Riel. You're left alone to read it. But if you're reading this, then you know how the story goes, don't you? So now comes the choice. Hold the crystal close that we may enjoy these moments together. Or put it away and pretend I was never a part of it. That I was never really here. See? It was worth coming back, wasn't it? Okay, we can skip this part because we read this already. Any updates? Holy shit! You read the letter and it suddenly changes. Like a lot. Okay, so first this is just a letter again, so you can reread it. Yeah. The cryptic letter speaks for itself. Perhaps Looney, the woman who delivered it to Sudoru, might be able to shed light on this mystery. Or at least help you to go through the emotions and put one foot in front of the other. Over and over again. Off you trot. These journal entries are basically Frey talking to you constantly. That's what I love about this. That's why I regretted not looking at them. I was like, oh shit, I gotta go back. Kinda sad how he says you can put the crystal away and pretend I was never here. It's close to home, considering recent events. Yeah. Run into a few people who sometimes feel that way. Looney, it turns out, is none other than the girl you rescued from the clutches of proud temple knights. Right. She didn't know, of course. How could she? I'm not even sure how many of you there were that day. Are you? Never you mind that. You have a search to continue. I like it. All I can say is, try to remember, to tell the people that you care about in your life. Remind them that you care about them and that you love them. Sometimes, some people really won't know unless you're adamant about reminding them, you know? Don't make the mistake of just assuming they know and don't say anything. It's important. I myself have made the mistake of not saying it enough times, I think. To certain people in my life. I've caused them to feel that way, you know? To feel like I'm pretending they don't even exist. It makes me feel like shit afterwards when I realize that I've made them feel that way. Their patronage was no more than another link in the chain. I received a letter from Rella. Do you remember Sir Patronage? I do. Not by name, of course. He didn't have one when the tower fell. That's how these things go. That's how these things so often go. You do your bits, only later to fill in the gaps. To piece together the picture in distant hindsight. What will your legacy be tomorrow, and the day after, and then the days after that? Good question. After clarifying, I should not come to serve the lost child yet again. Well, explains yada yada. And Norella's just another step in your own journey. Will you remember her? What about the names in her ledger? Conrad Kemp, Mefford Noward. Ah, but they were doomed from the first, the part of you whispers. Inevitable deaths on the road to a foregone conclusion, saith the hardened heart, in retrospect. You'd be wrong, of course. It never had to be this way. This world is exactly as we choose to make it. Tell me about it. Exactly how I felt when I killed Emmett Selk. It didn't have to be this way. But he was too stubborn. And now Elidibus is pretty much carrying on that legacy. Pretty much felt the same about Vothri as well. Appropriately named Innocence when you fight him because, yeah, he was. He was innocent. He wasn't even born yet when his fate was decided by Emmett Selk. He deserved better than that. Being turned into a monster, essentially, before he was even born. Well met, Leon. I was not expecting a visit. Alright, we read all this. We're past this point. See what he says about Gundabald. Now, Gundabald. He's seen you at your best and at your worst. He's seen you when you were 1 and when you were 2. He could tell you someone else wrote the letter, if that's what you'd like to believe. It'd be a turn, sure, but we've seen stranger things. Or he could continue to regard you with that same mixture of concern and fear that bubbles to the surface when the topic of us comes up, and say nothing of the sort. And you could go to Red Rooster Stead with the answer of your choosing. See if it's all to your satisfaction. Very cryptic of you. But when is he not? I don't know why. Wrong button. Oh? Leon was hungry, I guess. I ate a boiled egg. I just realized instead of ending New Game Plus mode and suspending it and then deleting the progress, I could have just abandoned the quest and it would have been faster. Back when I started over a few minutes ago. It's whatever. Alright, now we're back to where we were. Man at the Red Rooster turns out to be yet another figure from your past. Former merchant and baby retriever still unwares. Ever since that fateful day, his life has been a succession of failures. Until, while going through his meager possessions, he chanced to find a bloodstained package of flower bulbs from once upon a time. Thereafter, he resolved to become a botanist and start anew, and as a humble token of his appreciation long overdue, he offers a flower. But it is not for you. Another nameless face, now named. Then conniving, now humbled. As well he should be, no? I gave him a right talking to. Or you did. Your choice. And after a string of bad luck, he's since turned over a new leaf. And found a flower. Suitable for funerals and farewells. I told you before you know how the story goes, didn't I? Come and see, Leon. Come and see. You miss out on a lot if you don't read these things. The summary is way too much. But sometimes, but not always, it summarizes every single log before that. It doesn't always do it justice, basically. Chat mode and say Emperor Frey to call out to your comrade in the Curse Central Highlands. Couldn't have asked for a more beautiful day to do this on, too. A rare, almost clear sky in Ishgard. Go figure. This is the same exact spot where I called out to him That fateful day when we fought each other. Alright, let's do it. There is no response. Yet there can be no answer but this, can there? So let us wait for a time, you and I. In the cold and in the snow. In the dark. Waiting until sunset, it seems. One's for you, Frey. Leon. The other side of myself, I suppose. However you want to call it. My little other half. Clever, clever, clever. Or are we just playing it by ear? No matter. I wanted this once. More than anything. A chance to speak and be heard. But neither of us needs it anymore. And if we were to look deep within ourselves, we would realize that we never did. We always knew how it would end, right? Where fate would take us. We are the stories we tell ourselves. The brave hero, the tortured soul, the altruist, the pragmatist. They will tell you who they see, but you and you alone know who you are. It's true. For I speak only for myself. If you find comfort in my words, they are yours for the taking, but that is your choice. Now and ever after, as it always has been. Now comes your part, to cloak yourself in the fiction, to breathe life into the dead, to give a voice to the voiceless. As we did together that day, when you gave us our answer. Was that ever mine? You say a few words and offer a flower in memory of a memory. Now go, and don't look back. It's been a long, strange journey, filled with all kinds of ups and downs. Your journey, to be sure, but like I wrote before, I'd like to pretend I was an important part of it. Vanity, aye, but how can I not think of legacy, now and when we've been to the first and witnessed firsthand the lengths to which man will go to be remembered? True. I want to believe, I need to believe that this was not for nothing. That I changed you for the better, as you changed me. Of course you did. It was a chapter of tremendous growth. This whole storyline. It was a character, and, you know, honestly, it was for me too. It reminds you that it's important to reflect upon yourself from time to time. Reminding you to ask yourself if you're really staying true to yourself. Are you really doing what makes you happy? Are you living the best life that you can? You know, are you actually staying true to yourself? My apologies for storming off earlier. You'd think I would be more mature than that after everything I've been through. It's alright, Real. I completely understand because of what you're going through. It's fine. Welcome back, Leon. As you can see, Real and I are getting along swimmingly, so you needn't worry about us in the slightest. Not one bit. So, what of that mysterious unsigned letter? Did your grand search for answers lead you anywhere interesting? An old acquaintance. That's so. Well, glad to hear it, I suppose. Yeah. Well, now I want to know what he says for the other one. We can ask. Closure, perhaps? Same thing. Glad to hear it. Alright. Almost for free. I couldn't have asked for a better conclusion. That was beautiful. I'll stop calling Sid a Chocobo's ass when he stops thinking of me as a stupid little girl. God, you'd think after everything we've been through, he'd give me a little more credit. Because I'm so bloody short. I'm due for a growth spurt, but I don't know if I'll ever be as tall as he is. I don't think you'll ever be as tall as him, Real. Well, actually, you know what? No, I take that back. Ellizons do give male auras a run for their money, don't they? But I don't know the max height for a female Ellizon. I really don't. I don't know how it compares to Sidurgu's height specifically either. But you know what? No. Being an Ellizon, yeah, she probably will be tall enough to at least be comparable to him. Someday, Real. Don't rush things. You'll miss your childhood when it's gone. Don't rush it. Saved any more parallel worlds lately? I jest. Still, you can't blame a man for viewing such incredible claims with a measure of skepticism, can you? Sure, okay. I'm guessing this is all from different job quests. Like after you finish the first one, the second one, and then this. Let's go through them all, in order. Tell me more about Frey. Keen to take a stroll down memory lane? Not sure what's prompting this, but if you insist. Frey was the second pupil Sir Omtogne took after me. In our master's words, I was a smoldering campfire, whereas Frey was a frozen lake. He had an unquenchable thirst for knowledge and pursued the study of conjuring in addition to our dark arts. And as well he did, for otherwise he might not have been able to sense Riel's potential and train her as a healer. Why conjure of all things? I once asked him that. Frey shrugged and smiled in that way of his and said, "When you're coming apart at the seams, who else will make you whole again?" That was who he was to me. Who he was to you, though, well, you'd know better than me. My other half. Any thoughts on Mist? Excuse me. I try not to think about that strange boy and whatever he might have been. No one truly understands the nature of soul crystals. Not just ours, mind. I heard a rumor once upon a time about paladins and establishing dominance. Bollocks, eh? I think one day soon I might actually learn more about that. Someday soon, actually. Sooner than you might think. But anyway. The one thing we know for certain is that the beings he conjured with his magic were not the spirits of the dead, but simulacra born from the memories of the living. A memory is hardly a perfect accounting of past events and people. Be it consciously or subconsciously, our perceptions and feelings distort the truth. Yeah. Take that woman, the cousin of Sir Ignace. She wanted to make him proud, and so he praised their efforts. Laudie's husband and Galleon's friend were similarly shaped by the desires within their own hearts. Yeah. And no, I would rather not discuss the implications of my master soundly defeating me, yet somehow letting you win. Ha! The point is, those shades spoke not the words of the dead, but the truth of our own hearts. What we bore witness to were conversations with oneself. At least that's what I'm inclined to believe. But like I said, who knows? Soul crystals are strange little things. Perhaps it's best not to dig too deep. Okay, so how are you in real? It would seem that the Countess's crusade died with her. No one has sought us out since that day. Even so, I do not expect these peaceful days to last. So long as there are those who prey on the weak and helpless, there will ever be a need for knights such as we. But I worry for Riel. I cannot abandon her, yet I would not have her be a party to what will come. Her walk the path? But she's just a... Her life is her own, to make with it what she will. If that is her desire, then we shall discuss it. Good answer. Alright, you two. This has been nice closure. For both, you know, us three as well as myself. Me and Freya, I mean. And, well, we just have one left now. 149. Okay, we're approaching 2 hours. But we have just enough time to squeeze in this last job quest, and then I think I'm done streaming for the day. I think. There might be one more thing I want to do before I have to go catch up the other character. Let me see. Let's get this one done first. Gunbreaker Part 2. Your adventures in the first, now at an end, you ventured to Revenant's Toll, where you happened to meet Radovan and Sophie. They are keen to hear of your travels, but mention of Thancred and his skills with a gunblade give Radovan pause. There is but one alive who could have trained him in the ways of the Gunbreaker, and Radovan would find that one. That's true. Thancred told us he learned how to wield the gunblade during his time behind enemy lines in Garlemald, when he was sneaking around as a ninja, gathering information. But he never told us who his master was. Seems Radovan might have the answer to that. Or his mentor, I guess you could say. Let's go speak with him, shall we? That seems to climb back, of course. There we go. Back to normal. I heard that stone tomes contain a wealth of ancient knowledge, which is what makes them so valuable. How did they get the information into those tiny things? And how do we get it out again? That's a good question, isn't it? How the hell did we get so much info on these things? You touch the screen. You push on it. Gunblades of the Patriots. Cue the Metal Gear Solid 4 music. Radovan and Sophie are settling into Revenant's Toll, yet still yearn for adventure. Been a long time, guys. Ah, Leon. It's good to see you again. Since we last met, I've been introduced to a fair few adventurers who hope to learn the art of the Gunbreaker. Though having taught you, my expectations are perhaps a little too high. Why, are they being slow learners or something? Radovan's been so preoccupied, he's hardly taken on any other jobs, leaving me with plenty of time on my hands. Oh, that's what he meant. Those women who work for Rowena have had me running about after bookstones. Or was it stone tomes? I forget which. Anyway, what have you been up to? The friend who became a gunbreaker, but he's also the man who protects his loved ones with a gunblade. And he gave Ronjit what for with one. How can that be? Learned it while in Imperial territory, eh? That doesn't change the fact that I'm the only gunbreaker to have escaped the destruction of Bosch's citadel. If I didn't train him, who did? That's it. One of the others must still be out there. Now that you mention it, an adventurer from Gridania told me they saw a man in the Carline canopy carrying a weapon a lot like your gunblade. A crossbar, too. Really? I thought they were talking about you, so I didn't pay much attention. But you You haven't been back there since we moved to Revenant's Toll. I wonder who it could be. Sophie, why didn't you say something sooner? Because she thought it was you, dude. If it truly is one of my fellow gunbreakers, I have to find them. Oh shit, there he goes. We should probably go with him. Even if there is another gunblade-wielding Hrothgar, it doesn't necessarily mean they'll be pleased to see Radovan. Perhaps Mother Mion knows something about it? She's probably the best to question, yeah. Just realized I could have teleported for free here. It's my home state, god damn it. Oh, I'm not gonna fuck up again. There. That's better. Why yes, a man like the one you described was here but a few days ago. And you're sure he had a gunblade like mine? Identical, I would say. But more importantly, he was looking for you, Radovan. As I was in the midst of explaining the assignment I gave you, he suddenly ran off in search of your former client. He was gone before I had a chance to ask his name. Who could he be? What does he want? I just realized her glam makes her look a little bit like Shiva with their little crystal spikes there. I don't know if that's on purpose because, you know, they were in Kurthus before. I don't know, but it's elegant glam she's got on. Oh, look! It's my favorite bodyguards! Who's this? Oh, the little sylph! Oh! What a surprise! I was hoping we'd never... I thought we'd never see you again. Since last we met, my sweet Marigold has returned to thrilling audiences with her uplifting performances. As a matter of fact, we have come here to drink to her continued success. I just remembered I did the Gunbreaker storyline, 60 to 70, before we even went to FF15. It's been a long-ass time, dude. This journey has been long. Then your timing and choice of venue are impeccable, for we who have need of your help. Do you by any chance remember a Hrothgar man who was looking for Radovan? He may have asked you about the assignment to guard Editha. Yes, I know of whom you speak. We had heard that Radovan was last seen making a beeline for Ul'dah, and we told him as much. You mean he was following right behind us? He won't stay for long when he realizes I'm no longer there. I'd best find him before he moves on. If he follows a similar line of questioning, it'll lead him to our former client. Since Auriel is most likely still undergoing treatment, he'll probably end up talking to Gerard instead. Or Gerard. I must say, he was a rather fearsome-looking chap. Not the sort of person you want chasing you. Make sure he doesn't kill you or anything. Relax, I think we'll be fine. Yep, here they are. You want to play a game? Daddy says he's too tired. I remember this. At least their son seems well enough, all things considered. Do you think we got here in time? Thanks to you, Tim and I have been living together for a little while now. Most of the money I earn goes to Fondale's frontistry for Auriel's care, though thankfully we still have enough to keep a roof over our heads. Slowly but surely, she's improving. Though she still can't forgive herself for what she put Tim through. Not sure I can either, but we're all she's got. Daddy says Mummy was very sick before, but she's getting better. Happiness comes easily to some people, while others have to fight for it. I hope you find the strength to support each other in the days to come. Thank you, sir. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, but a man was asking about you. A Hrothgar bloke. Similar sword, too. After I told him you'd left Ul'dah, he headed off in the direction of the airship landing. Not again. He's probably already in Limsa Laminsa looking for you. Now let's go straight to Futog Yafutog and pray we're not too late. We're basically retracing our steps. He's looking forward to us being a family again in spite of everything. Are you gonna ride an airship? They're gonna do that. They can take the long way if they want. I'm teleporting. Fuck this. Oh shit, wrong way. The frame drops! I have a feeling he's still a step or two ahead of us. It's gonna be that way till we get back to fucking Revenant's Toll, I bet. He's just running around in a circle. Come to think of it, I wonder what happened to Gold Whites. Well, let's find out. This is the first time I've seen the three of you since that business with Gold Whites, yes? As planned, his testimony led to the convictions of several high-profile criminals. Then, a few days later, he died peacefully in his sleep. Oh, that's right, he was on the verge of death, right? I see. Even though he knew he was beyond forgiveness, his final deed has made Limsa Laminsa a safer place. If only he'd seen the error of his ways sooner. There was one other thing. A fellow an awful lot like yourself came through not long ago and he was looking for you, Radovan. I told him that you'd moved on and that he should try his luck around the airship landing. Then he must have gone to Ishgard. And he'll eventually find his way to Reese, who will hopefully keep him busy until we arrive. Come on, we best get going. The Vieira farewell is almost as cute as the Lalafell one. It's a little... Oh. Excuse me. I've been here for a while now. Ah, there you are. We were just discussing that gunbreaker fellow you're chasing after. He was here looking for you, but I'm afraid you've missed him. Every time. I might have guessed. Back to Revenant's Toll it is, then. Hold on. When I mentioned Master Mamula, that Hrothgar fellow seemed rather taken aback and then asked where he could find them. I didn't see any reason not to tell him, so... Oh no. You bloody fool! If a Bosnian survivor's looking for him, his life could be in danger! Yeah, I remember. You almost fucking killed him yourself! Why the fury? What have I done? Where's Mamula? He went to inspect the exterior walls of Camp Dragonhead, so he's probably at Providence Point. We gotta fucking hurry now. Holy shit. That poor guy. He's about to have his life threatened again by another goddamn gunbreaker. Shit. If anything happens to Mamula... Oh gods, I'm so sorry. Sorry, man, you didn't know. Oh yeah, now I can switch them out back. There we go. Where could he be? Voices up ahead. With me, Leon. Right behind you, Radovan. Let's go. There he is. We caught up together, both of them. Stop! None of them? I've been looking everywhere for you. Yeah, this guy's got a slick look. Same glam, but black, too. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So now we got Thancred, which has a white version of it. You know, Radovan has a blue one, which is the one you get for getting level 80 Gunbreaker, and then he's got a black one. And there's only one way to get a dyeable version that you can make your own. And it's spoilers if I talk about it now, so I can't. Get away from him, Rostic! Oh, that's his name? He doesn't look like he was threatening him, though. Please, calm yourself, Radovan. He means me no harm. Like you, I have chosen to put the past behind me. In fact, I came here to ask for Mamala's aid, rebuilding Bosma's Citadel. Oh, thank God. But that's... impossible? Far from it. You see, we were not the only ones to escape the destruction of our home. Those who were away on missions or visiting other settlements were spared. Actually, that makes perfect sense. Then there's a chance that... Listen, Radovan. Your family is gone, lost in the blast. A monarchy, too. And yet, our clan lives on. I will seek out survivors, so that we may build a home together. And if we cannot return to where Bosja once stood, we shall find a new land to call our own. Nothing will ever right the wrongs I have committed. Even so... Excuse me. I shall do everything in my power to make Rostic's dream a reality. Radovan, will you join us? Aw, Sophie. I am sorry, Rostic. I have already lost one family, and I do not wish to lose another. Though we are not joined by blood and are as different as night and day, we have each other. Oh my God. I'm sorry, that's too sweet. It got me a little. And that is not all. I have passed on the ways of the Gunbreaker to Leon. The first of many, I hope. I, too, taught someone from outside of our clan how to wield the gunblade. Oh, yeah! Yeah, that's originally why we came looking for you, actually. Thancred. You have much in common with him, Radovan. He, too, has someone that he wants to keep by his side, like family. Daddy Thancred. Yes. If you meet any other Bosjans, tell them that I would welcome their help. Perhaps one day our paths will cross again. Look after each other. Thank you, Rustic. Fare thee well. I mean, at least they got to see each other again and catch up, you know? I'm glad Radovan made the choice he did, though. Sophie was so scared she was going to be left alone. And she clearly has feelings for him. Well, now she knows it's mutual. So much for being a gunblade-wielding murderer. He seemed quite nice, actually. Yes, I'm glad to have been proven wrong on this occasion. Rostic is still as honorable and as wise as I remember him. Nonetheless, I appreciate your coming to my aid. I must admit, I feared the worst when he appeared out of nowhere, though he soon made his intentions clear. I never expected such kindness from not one, but two men who have every reason to want me dead. I am grateful to you both for allowing me to work for the greater good. Speaking of which, I must fulfill my obligations to the Ishgardians. Until we meet again. Take it easy, Mamala. Now that's over, we should return to Revenant's Toll and try to earn back the money we spent on airship tickets. And the money I spent on teleportation. That's adorable. Yeah, I ship them together. They're cute. They'd make a cute couple for sure. Sophie. Back at last. You know, this place is beginning to feel like home. Yeah, it kind of is, really. Well, it is actually for me. For me in silence. All this time, I thought I was the only Bosjan left. Now that I know that Rostik and several others are still out there, perhaps I don't need to rush my search for new gunbreakers. Yeah, now you can chill a little bit. In fact, I think I would be better off working as a bodyguard again, and show people throughout Eorzea what we Bosjans are capable of. Yeah, there you go. Seeing is believing, after all. Maybe I could do the same for Dalmasca. Oh, there you go. Leon's like, wait a minute. You're from there? Oh, did I not tell you? I'm originally from Rabanastra, the capital. Oh wow, do I have a story to tell you? Well, she probably already knows. The city itself was destroyed, deliberately I might add, by the Garleans after the failed rebellion. But our traditions live on, and I think I'd make quite a good ambassador for my people. That wasn't the full story, though. As we found out in the Iblis raids, it wasn't just the Garleans that caused damage to it. It was that blasted aura site. Ultima's legacy. If everything goes according to plan, we'll be traveling to the far corners of the realm and meeting all sorts of people. But we'll still use Revenant's Toll as a place to hang our hats, as I believe the saying goes. Of course, with as gifted a successor as you, I'll have to keep training so I won't be outdone. Or maybe you'll be the one teaching me next time. Yeah, go figure, that'd be quite something, wouldn't it? Yeah. Anyway. So, Rodwan, how are you? Take it your skills as a gunbreaker are as sharp as ever. Yeah, but how far are you of late? My countryman Rostik is hard at work building a new home for the survivors of Bosja. I must admit that it was a great relief to discover that I was not the last of my kind, nor the last Bosjan gunbreaker. It also means that I need not be in such a hurry to find successors to inherit our techniques. Having said that, I feel that I may best serve my countrymen by demonstrating the power of the gunbreaker to the people of Eorzea. Gaining a reputation as a dependable bodyguard is the first step. Tell me about it, I've been doing that myself. It seems that Sophie is hoping to do something similar for the fallen city of Rabanastra by sharing tales of her home in the Seventh Heaven. The patrons certainly make for an attentive audience, especially that minstrel fellow. Of course he does. Just wants to make music out of it where he embellishes the stories. On the whole, I'd say coming here was the right decision. We never would have made it this far without your help, for which we are both extremely grateful. No problem. It was my pleasure, you guys. Sophie? I often join expeditions to hunt for stone tomes, whereas Radovan only occasionally comes along. He says, once in a while is fine, but I don't want to turn it into a daily grind. Sophie, I think Radovan speaks for all of us when he says that. Duty roulette, anyone? Yeah. No one likes doing these every single day. Not even me. And I actually enjoyed doing them every single day when I was still new to the game quite a while. But eventually we all burn out. Nowadays, yeah, like anyone else, I only do it when I have to. Which is good, because I don't really have to a lot of times. Since I don't have like a... Well, maybe that one day that might change again, but... But yeah, lately I haven't had to, too much. I don't know how many of the other one I have right now. Oh fuck, I'm fucking capped out on aphorism. Well, at least not this one. Astronomy. Because I did one. Well, it's because I did do a lot of dailies leveling up Reaper when Endwalker first started. Well, no, hold on, they weren't available then. I must have done more after they added these. God knows why, but... I think I was leveling up all classes or something. Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, after 6.1 came out. When they added these. I started leveling, for Endwalker role quests, in preparation for them. I leveled up White Mage, Black Mage, Dancer. And yeah, the rest of the classes I leveled up just because I like them. But yeah, that makes sense. Alright, so... Anything else? Ah yes, there is one last thing. We've gone over the 2-hour mark at this point, but not by too much. We got time for it. The weekly tome campaign. You would agree with the sentiment right here, right? I'm sure you saw the quote. Once in a while is fine, but I don't want to turn it into a daily grind. I actually like that there's a cap on the newest ones, you know? Because it lets you take a break where you actually get a few days where you're like, okay, I don't have to do dailies because they'll yield nothing for me, so I can just take a break. It helps stop you from burning out, but I can also see the flip side of that for people who are impatient and really want to get their gear or whatever else they want with the weekly tomes. They're like, damn it. Then it haunts you if you miss capping it. Yep. I went through that a little bit in Shadowbringers, believe it or not, but not too bad though, because again, I wasn't really that ambitious for a lot of the Crypt Lurker gear or whatever back then. But yeah, I get it, yeah. You missed at least 151 total? Yeah. Again, Radovan, you speak for all of us when you say we don't want it to be a daily grind, and yeah, I agree with that. But anyway, I just remembered there is one more thing we gotta do. It's there if you just want best in slot or glam. Yeah. And honestly, a lot of friends I used to talk to about this kind of stuff, they always misinterpreted whenever I would ask certain questions. Like, I wanted to know about relic weapons and how I should best use my poetics, for example, for like the animal weapons, before I even start the quests. There's plenty of things you can buy for that quest line, for the animal weapons, way before you even start it. But they would interpret, me asking that question as, well, first of all, they would just tell me just hoard them. Like, they wouldn't even give me a good answer. They were horrible fucking mentors. The first, like, the people who got me into this game. Instead of just telling me, oh yeah, you should buy this, this, and this, the rest you can't buy until you're actually doing the animal weapon quest, instead they would just tell me to hoard tomestones and keep them maxed out at 2,000, as if that was efficient. Yeah, exactly. Oof. It's like, dude, you guys said you were gonna, like, help teach me the ropes, and you guys suck. Like, not even telling me properly how to actually, like, prepare for these things. But anyway, there was something else. When I first asked about relic weapons in general, they were telling me, oh, you should just do this one because that's the best in slot. And I was like, well, I don't care about best in slot. I'm after a relic weapon because of the way it looks. Honestly, it's the same reason I would go for ultimate/relic weapons to make it easier to understand for previous Final Fantasy games for my characters. It's just because of the way they look. There's more than anything, it was the aesthetic, rather than the fact that they were the best in slot for that respective character in, like, Final Fantasy 7, 8, 10, you know, my favorites. It was always for the looks, really. So, they, again, were not much help on that. They just told me, oh, just do the latest one, because it's for the best in slot. And I was like, I don't give a shit about the stats and having best in slot. I'm not that hardcore. I just want, you know, I want this specific relic weapon because of the way it looks. Like, for the Dragoon one, basically. You notice the one I use is the Zodiac Spear, the Zeta version, of course. It's still my favorite spear so far. Damn, I'm after it for the looks, not for the, not to have optimized gear. You had no one for that, really? Only when you asked a friend about it? Yeah, so me and you are the same, Crimson. We want relics for glam, yeah. I don't give a shit about the stats, so it's like, I just want it because of what it looks like. Someday I'll grind out the Gunbreaker one, but because it, you know, it's tied to the Bozja story, which we were just talking about over here, I'll tie it into my stream and make it like a weekly grind after Eureka. And that'll all be post-marathon content after I'm done with Endwalker, of course. Anyway, like I said, there's one more thing to do here. I'm rambling too much. We're having an intense discussion about tomestones. After Sophie said that comment about Radovan. No, not here.